But that's a shame because for $1.99, that's a great price. Hey everybody, this video brings us out to Liberty Ministry Thrift's gigantic, awesome mega store. It has been about 2 or so weeks since I've last been in here, so I'm curious to see what, if anything, they have received. Last time I wasn't here, they actually took their entire media section and moved it around, and there wasn't much media there, so I don't know if they had just rotated their stock, or maybe just people came in here and actually bought a whole bunch of movies. I mean, good for them if that's the case, but what I'm hoping is, over those last couple of weeks, they've restocked that whole section, got a lot of new stuff in, and there'll be all kinds of new movies I want to pick up. Here's a copy of the Star Wars trilogy on VHS. That's a pretty good start. They are asking $15 though. I mean, it is brand new, factory sealed, but yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. And I'm judging by the amount of dust on the top of this and the fact that it has a KMART sticker on it. Maybe this was actually old stock found somewhere in the back room, because at one point, this store actually used to be a KMART. As usual, the first thing I'm going to do is check the front area here for possible Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. They do have some games down there, but it's the same ones I have been seeing for the last couple of months. Mary-Kate and Ashley, Bratz, American Idol. Nothing I need for my collection. And sadly, the reason why I don't need those titles for my collection is because I already own them. I'm checking out all the furniture, and I'm seeing this, a media display for $55, and wow, as far as DVD displays are concerned, this one is actually really, really nice and very tempting to pick up, though I really don't have anywhere to put this, so I'm not gonna grab it. But there is one thing I am not seeing, and that is that big display counter, the big glass display counter that I've just been eyeing up for the past, I don't know, like a month or two now that they had here. Again, I don't need it. I want it for a possible brick and mortar store that maybe, who knows, someday if all things line up, I will actually open. Probably not though. But again, I don't see it. So I guess somebody in their wisdom bought that. I'm not smart. I probably should have bought it. What they do still have though is this DVD game rack that I've also been eyeing up for the last month or so. Once again, I have nowhere to put this, nothing to do with it, but I just love it. It has those cool mechanical inserts that let the discs actually like pop out at you. It's really, really awesome. And they are only asking $10 for it. So that's a fantastic deal. Why nobody has bought this yet, I have no idea. Although I guess if you're not really paying attention, it does kind of look like a dehumidifier. All right, so now let's actually dive into the media, and as you can see this week, all books are 4 for $1, which would be fantastic if I could actually find 4 books I want to pick up. And okay, right here in front of me is Fright Time number 6. Even if books were not on sale this week, I'd be grabbing this one for the store because this is a fantastic find, kind of in the same vein as Goosebumps. So really cool pickup and great way to start off the book hunt. Here's another book I'm going to pick up, though this one is not going to be for the store. This one is for Sean and me to read. Sideways Stories from Wayside School. I loved this book as a kid, and I've been grabbing a lot of my childhood favorite books to read with Sean at night. Right now we're going through, I believe, some Judy Blume. So this is really, really cool. I cannot wait to read this one again, and I have no doubt Sean is going to love it as well. Here's another interesting find, Nickelodeon's The Journey of Alan Strange. I am really not familiar with this. Was it a TV show? Leave your comments down below. However, it is a Nickelodeon book, so I'm gonna grab this one for the store as well. Okay, so I am still in need of one more book for the 4 for $1, and I did look through the entire back section and hope for maybe some Stephen King, and unfortunately they did not have any. The only Goosebumps they have is Deep Trouble, and as you can see, it is not in the best condition, so I am gonna pass on that. And the only other thing that was really jumping out at me was this, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, which honestly is kind of a cool find. I loved this movie as a kid, so why not grab it in book form? And I'm already over looking through the books. I found 4, I am happy. So now let's dive into the movies. And the first thing I see here is some Murder, She Wrote, brand new factory sealed season 4, which if I'm not mistaken, is one of the few seasons of the show I actually need for my collection. And I believe this will only be $3 total. So of course, I'm gonna grab this one for me. Here's something interesting, Sailor Moon 2. I'm gonna say this is a bootleg. It does not look legit, even in the slightest bit. Looks to be in great condition though. It is tempting to actually pick up, but since I do think it is a bootleg, correct me if I'm wrong though, yeah, I'm gonna pass. However, what I'm not going to pass on are mint condition Disney DVDs. Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Bambi 2, and Ratatouille. Well, okay, Ratatouille I am going to pass on because I do have like 3 copies of that in the store already. But the Toy Stories and the Bambi, these are definite pickups, and I'm going to grab every single one for the store. Here's another mint Disney title, though this one I'm not picking up for the store. I'm gonna grab it for me. My Friends Tigger and Pooh Family Tales. I don't come across these very often, and when I do, they're usually just completely destroyed. So to find a mint one is pretty rare. I know it's kind of a weird thing to get excited about, but I'm pretty happy to find this. Unfortunately, some of the other Disney titles I'm really excited about, like Sing-Along Songs, Happy Haunting, and Pooh's Heffalump Halloween movie, are just completely destroyed, so I've got to pass on those. This I know is going to disappoint many of you, WWE Divas South of the Border. This obviously would have been a great pickup for the store, however the disc is in horrible condition, so I am going to have to pass, and honestly, I probably would have watched this one before I sold it, so I'm pretty disappointed as well. Now this is tempting, Dark Harvest 2: The Maze. I am a huge fan of horror movies featuring killer scarecrows. Yes, that is actually a genre of horror movies, and the disc is looking to be in mint condition. That's pretty amazing since it is an old rental release. Now, I don't have Dark Harvest 1, or I believe there is a Dark Harvest 3 as well. Neither of those I have in my collection. However, for only $2, I'm gonna pick up part 2. Another tempting title is In the Flesh, a BBC zombie movie, which I guess is one of those self-aware zombie movies where the kid knows he's a zombie, doesn't like being a zombie, but has to deal with being a zombie. I don't know, it's only $2. I've never actually heard of this movie, but I'll add it to my collection. A title I'm actually surprised I don't already own is You're in the Navy Now. I actually had to double check my collection just to make sure I didn't have this one, and surprisingly, I don't. So again, for $2, I'm grabbing it. Believe it or not, I'm actually diving into all of the CDs. Yes, I am looking through all of this, and right down here on the bottom row, I find a whole bunch of punk CDs. Story of the Year, In the Wake of Determination, which I don't actually have yet, so I am going to grab that. Newfound Glory, Yellow Card, Less Than Jake, Dropkick, Plain Weight Tees, Blink-182, and some Fall Out Boy, all of which I already own. This is the only thing out of all of those I need to get, but hey, I'll take what I can get. All right, so I think that's about gonna do it for the media. Not a bad haul, though unfortunately, once again, not a huge selection of movies to look through, though I do think it's just getting to that time period in the history of physical media where you're just not going to be seeing a lot of this showing up in stores anymore, though there is always the hope that that guy with the huge horror collection decided to go streaming. You never know. Today's not that day, however, but we do still have the entire rest of the store to look through, so let's see what else we can find. Sadly, I'm sure many of you watching were only like 3 at the time, but for those of you who do remember Y2K, finding this kind of stuff is really cool. Only 49 cents. Tempting to pick up, but it's for a local club, so I'm just gonna pass. I'm also really digging this Polar Bear Coca-Cola cookie jar. Only $4, though only from 2002, so not that vintage. As cool as that is, I've also got to pass on it. I've got some customers at the store who love vintage advertising products, and this Slim Jim bag is really neat, though really, really dirty. So because of that, I am gonna pass, but that's a shame because for $1.99, that's a great price. I'm over in the toys now, and what are the odds of this? Another Star Trek The Next Generation interactive VCR board game. I just saw one of these literally a week ago, last Wednesday, in another thrift store. This is awesome. Now, this one is not brand new factory sealed, but $4.99 is a price I can definitely get behind. So if this is a mint, I'm gonna grab it for the store. Am I actually starting to use the word mint now when referring to board games? It's starting to get to me. However, this does actually look to be mint. Everything I think is here. Even the sticker sheet has never been used. And of course, the VHS tape is mold-free. The game board is also looking great. So for only $5, of course, I'm going to grab this for the store. And once again, I did not grab a basket. These Zoom holders are always good pickups for the store. Every time I get them in, they sell immediately. Though unfortunately, this Minnie Mouse one is missing all her innards. The actual compartments that hold the Zooms and the handle are not there. So even at only 99 cents, I'm gonna pass on her. Wow, if only I had any idea if the Laser Challenge, Laser Gallery, Laser Blasting Gallery, say that 10 times fast, was complete or even still working, I'd be grabbing this for the store, because if you were like me and you grew up in the 90s, these were pretty much the coolest thing ever. I always wanted a laser set, though unfortunately I never had one. This is from 1997 and it's pretty amazing, but like I said, I don't actually know if it is still working, so even though it is only $8, I'm just gonna have to let it be. Okay, I officially think I found the coolest thing I'm going to find today, this vintage Flintstones gumball dispenser. I never had this one, but in my room as a kid, I did have a gumball dispenser that I did have to put pennies in, which, thinking about it, why did I have to put pennies into my own gumball dispenser? Makes no sense, but I did it. This is so cool. Now, yes, it is filthy, it is disgusting, it is just caked in dust. I will have to give this a thorough cleaning. However, I do think it actually still works, and other than it being dirty, it's in really good condition. It's also only 99 cents. I'm grabbing this for the store. And unfortunately, I think that's about gonna do it for the toys. The only thing over here in the plush I see of interest is this Chewbacca, but I am gonna pass, and oh, they still have the Santa Claus. Yikes. Otherwise, the shelves are kind of barren. However, I think that's due in part to the fact that it's just been so cold in this area as of recently. People probably just aren't leaving their house to donate. I'm sure once it gets warmer, these shelves will once again be completely filled. But in the meantime, I'm not grabbing very much. I'm also not seeing anything of interest over here in the electronics, and I don't see anything good and vintage over in the linens. So I think with that, I'm gonna call it a day. I am very hungry. I need to go get food, but I am very happy with my finds. Definitely some cool media picked up, books, DVDs, even one CD, and the toys. Very excited about those. The VCR game, and oh my gosh, I'm still freaking out over this Flintstones gumball dispenser. That is just too cool. So, not exactly my biggest haul ever, but still, very happy with my haul nevertheless. So as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also hit that subscribe button, and of course, check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Retro Store. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, one last thing before I go. Don, your daughter Sarah is awesome, and so are you. Thanks for watching the videos.